Anyway, we'll get the dates straight, Pam, but thank you for your wonderful glasses tonight so I can see the commercials. And let me put on my headphones for a moment because we're going to be talking to Tom Bialoglow from the Duprees. Hi, Tom, are you with us?
Yes, I'm ready.
Well, I still love your voice after all of these years from that great song, Ginny. How did that song, I hear your voice, it just sounds wonderful, and your voice is still the same today. That song, Ginny, was really, really a big one for you guys. Tell us about the song, if you could.
Oh, sure. Jenny, one day our arranger, Fred Wiesenthal, called us into the studio and told us of the song that he wrote for his daughter, whose name was Ginny, who was 16 years old. And he wanted us to do an arrangement with his help on the song. And that's how we got the song. He wrote it because of his daughter on her 16th birthday. And he said, we need something in the introduction of the song, you know? And so I did my thing, you know, I did this floating falsetto in the beginning of the song, and then I fell on, and I did that on an overdub. I did it separately on a separate track, and they fitted it into the song. And also I sang the background of the song, too, on my falsetto notes, too. That was a great song, and it brings back a lot of memories of Freddie, you know, in the studio with him. You know, it was like a scene from a movie, if you could picture this. 5 boys in a room with a piano, Freddie sitting at the piano wearing a sweater and a pair of casual slacks, having a cigarette in his hand, or smoking in the ashtray, or actually in his mouth. And he would play the song, and we would sing along to it under his, tutelage, the way he wanted us to sing the song. Although we added our own personalities to it, you know, like that falsetto that I did in the beginning.
Right.
It came out very, very well. Very nice song.
Now, how did you dress in those days? You had some really great outfits that you guys wore.
You know, we were at 1619 Broadway, and on the way to the to that address in the Brill Building, we were past this shop, a clothing shop called the Supreme's Men's Shop on a corner. I don't remember the street. Might have been 49th and Broadway. I'm not sure. And we would admire the clothes. They had a lot of show clothes in the windows, you know. And one of the jackets we saw, we particularly admired, and it was. And then, well, let's get back to the studio first. Anyway, we admired the clothes at this men's shop. Then we went up to the offices, and George Paxton told us that he wanted us to go out and buy some outfits for ourselves. He wanted us to buy 4 outfits. So we immediately went back to the Serene men's shop, and we told them we picked out the outfits. We got to buy street clothes, too, for like we would visit radio stations. So we wore like black mohair suits, white shirts with silver ascots. We didn't wear a tie. We wore ascots instead of a tie. And then we bought camel hair jacket with a belt that went around the center. Again, we wore ascots with that and a white shirt. But then the tuxedos, they had imported tuxedos from Italy, black with Italian braid, not like a satin strip. It was braid on the lapels and the pants. And they were tailor-made for each of us, fit us beautiful. And then we saw that beautiful jacket that we admired in the window, and it was like a brocade of blue and green.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
Hi.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming down.
And we would sport cross ties with them and tuxedo pants. That was the outfit we wore in American Bandstand. That was a beautiful outfit, and if you wore them in the sun, the colors would really radiate. So Dick Clark says, well, you know, I like those jackets you wear. He says, they're beautiful. And he lets Mike on, he says, where are you from?
Hi, honey.
And Mike actually said, I don't know, he said. And then I chimed in, I said, oh, it's a brocade of silk and satin, green and blue. That's kind of safe to play that out.
Tom, let me ask you a question. What did you enjoy most in those days about working with John Salvato? One thing.
Well, just to come out and be together with John and all the original Duprees. In those days we were close. We were like kind of like brothers in a way. You know, we were all close to the same age. Although John was a little older and I was a little older than the other guys. But just being with guys that love to sing, love to perform, and we were all so young and naive. you know, we didn't know what was ahead of us. You know, all we knew we were riding on the crest of a wave that we thought would never end.
This is the, by the way, this is the Duprees. If you're just joining us, this is Teddy Smith right here at WPAT. This is the Duprees Part 2 special that Mr. Jim Petrecca put together for us. Thank you, Jim. And it's also, as you probably know, Tom, Joe Franklin would have been 89 years old today.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And we're doing,
I heard you talking about it earlier.
and we're doing a,
I met him on, I believe, one occasion. And I think I spoke to him on your show, too, last time.
that's right, we're having a tribute to his life on Friday night here on WPAT from 7 to 9 p.m.
Yeah, he was kind of a pillar of the industry. Everyone who knows anybody knows Joe Franklin. They know that name. You know, he was on for so many years and interviewed so many personalities.
Hopefully,
You know, a great host and a great man to be associated with.
and a nice man, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't really be in this business. So I really would like to, you know, say a lot. We'll say a lot of things on Friday nights. It's this is the Duprees special, but again, he did so many things for so many people, and I'm sure John Luke will be able to tell us a lot about it on this Friday night here on WPAT. And I'm going to play some music right now, The Things I Love by the Duprees. Anything you'd like to tell us about that song?
I particularly like that song. I like to, well, you know, everybody likes to blow their own horn, right?
Sure, why not?
In some respects. I could hear myself really clearly doing the top tenor note, the falsetto note in the background and that, and I like the sound that it had on it. I mean, I did falsetto introductions, you can't miss me on those, but I particularly like the way it sounded on and actually the whole group, actually, not just me. I didn't make the record, we all did. But I like the way it sounded on this one.
Okay, well, we're going to play it right now. I want to thank you for calling in tonight and being part of, again, the part 2 of the Duprees special here at WPAT, Mr. Tom Bialoglow, right here on WPAT. Thanks for calling in, Tom.
Okay, my pleasure.
She lives on my clock.
Did you want to
Karen?
talk to him now?
Carolyn.
Did she really? Did you meet her?
I need credit.
That was nice
to them.
call, filling in
All
while
the stories
John
about
got
it. I'm trying to.
How's Cha-Cha doing there?
The press is not. Was
I'm
not
good,
doing
Ted.
well.
And you?
Good to see
Both
you.
the
Thanks.
President of the United States and the Attorney General of the United States made precinct visits
I'm
to
sure.
444
Because
East
my shoulder always
57th
like
to
falls off
Burlington.
because it's thick like this.
Never heard of it.